In 2020, when COVID first started to spike, wine started to fly off the shelves as if it were not going to be around anytime soon. I'm Aubrey, I'm a Palate Club sommelier, and today I wanted to tell you how to stock your wine for the apocalypse. Okay, so apocalypse or not, pandemic or not, and no matter how any sort of election goes, it is always a great idea to have a cellar prepared in advance. This saves you a lot of time from running to the supermarket and getting a last minute bottle that maybe isn't your preference, but maybe not having the best wine for the food, maybe entertaining guests. So it's just always good to have a plan and to keep wines on hand so that way you can have wines that really suit your taste and that are prepared for any sort of dish or situation. So it's not too complicated. To get by for a few months, the average couple that drinks a couple bottles a week will need a few bottles of sparkling, a couple bottles of champagne, maybe 2 to 3 bottles or 3 to 4 bottles of a light white. This is very versatile for food, so even if white wine isn't your go-to, I do suggest keeping it around. 3 to 4 bottles of a full-bodied white. This is great for chicken or any sort of butter dish. I also suggest having a couple bottles of off-dry white, like Riesling. This is excellent for spicy food. A couple bottles of rosé. 3 to 4 bottles of a light red with light tannin. Again, more versatile for food. A few bottles of a full-bodied red, because this might be your contemplation wine or your steak wine. And then 1 to 2 bottles of a fortified wine. Sauterne can be a great aperitif. It's good for cocktails, and it is a nice way to round out the meal. So start with your list. That's a good template, and if you want to actually download that template, we do have that attached to our blog post, which you can find in the description down low. Otherwise, start with your own list. Think about which wines you normally go to, so maybe you stock up a little bit more on red wines or white wines, depending on your preference. And then from there, you can start to go online and build out your cellar. So the other benefit of building out your cellar in advance is you can take advantage of getting free shipping on buying more wine at once. Most sites do offer free shipping from 6 to 12 bottles. So if you're buying a case, even if it's a mixed case with different types of wine, then you're going to get preferred shipping and might even get a discount, like a 10% off on a case. The next thing to do is to look for a wine fridge. This might seem daunting, but they're actually not very expensive. I don't think you need to spend a whole lot of time on this. For around $100, you can find something pretty decent that can keep your wines healthy for a few months. And when I lived in San Francisco, I was able to find a wine fridge for about $50. If a wine fridge isn't going to happen, if you don't have the space or the budget, then just make sure that you are keeping your wine in a cool, dark place. Wine is a living thing, it can change, and most often it's damaged by heat or by light, so don't be keeping it right next to your oven or on a bright kitchen counter. Okay, well, I hope this helped you to prepare for any situation, so that way if the next time a crisis hits, while everyone else is running to the grocery store and stocking up on spirits, wine, and toilet paper, you can sit back with a glass of champagne. Thanks for watching.